Hey guys. So I'm recording this because I'm guided to, but the time that I'm recording this is I'm having to control my environment a little bit because my ass is watching the freaking AFC Championship right now, okay? On mute. On mute because I'm guided to record when I'm guided to record, and I fucking listen to my intuition. I just do. So, but I'm still watching the game. Fuck. But control. That's what this episode kind of touches on a little bit. So it plays in nicely. Do you see what the universe does sometimes, guys? So I'm exercising control and muting my TV while still, using my eyeballs to control what I see. Go me. But that's what, as humans, we're capable of doing. We control. Now, sometimes we don't think we have any control. But even that thought alone, technically, is a form of control, right? Sometimes we try too hard to control the wrong things too, don't we? And so, as we look at the way we decide to control life, well, I guess it can either be a very powerful step in a positive direction or a very powerful step in a negative direction. No matter which way we lean into our control, it will be powerful, though. That's the bottom line. Because through this control, what we also do is choose. So, be it in choosing joy or sorrow, irritation or inspiration, right? Either way, it's all in our control. It is because it's all in how we perceive things. And I know it's a statement that we can hear over and over, and I know you have. But honestly, when it comes down to acknowledging the actions we take when we perceive things, especially when we allow that ego mind to dictate our perceptions, well, when we do that, we fucking completely forget about our own perceptions being our own. And the view we take becomes, in our minds at least, fucking fact. So, as I exercise a form of control, so that I can still watch the game but yet record this very important episode, I started wondering about all these things, and downloads come to me over usually the course of a couple days. So I jot notes and stuff and when I write my episodes, but that's what I was wondering about. And as I was wondering about control and all this stuff, of course, the universe gave me an example in my own life. And I'm guided to share the perspective with you around this real life example. So damn it, that's what I'm going to do. So that's where we begin. We're going to take a little road trip on this episode. We're traveling today, my friends. We're going metaphorically down the road where there is a fork fast approaching, and we need to decide. We need to make a decision on what path we're choosing to follow. Will it be path A, where we acknowledge our own perspectives? Or path B, where we run with them as fact without a second thought or feeling around anything or fucking anyone else? Oh man, I hope you packed a snack. Grabbed a freaking bottle of water too, because this road, it's not one of them easy paths. Nope, it's a little long, a little windy, and honestly, you have to know if you personally are ready to handle the journey, because it takes a lot out of you to do it. But it's all good. So you think you're ready? All right, let's fucking go. So the word perceive is interesting to me. I'm going to spell it for you since you can't see it. But it's Perceive. And me, I like to look at words. Listen, I know I've mentioned before I like puzzles. Word puzzles, like all sorts of different things. Honestly, the way I look at it, I'm writing a story every day of my life. And fucking spoiler, it's called my life. I speak my life into existence with the words I choose to live by. So yeah, big part of my life is around words. Anyway, my point is I like things like solving puzzles. I don't know. Figuring things out is just fun for me. Like I said, words are a big part of how I find my way. It's just a way for me to comprehend things. It's just how I roll. To me, it's one of the things that can make us look at the world in different ways, if we allow it. Shit, it's literally why we're all here right now. It's why my football game's on mute, so I can share this and discuss all the things with you guys. Anyway, back to the episode. Sorry, I looked at the screen. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Oh, that word, perceive. It means being able to be conscious or aware of something or someone, or to interpret or look at it in a certain way. Now, what I like to do is look at the word itself, break it down in a way, right? So, P-E-R, I think of person. And sieve, C-E-I-V-E, I think of a sieve with an S. If you don't know what a sieve is, it's like, think about like that thing where you drain your pasta. I know a lot will call it a colander, but still. It's the basic same idea. You put your pasta in it, so all the water filters through the little holes, and then all your little pasta's just fucking sitting there by itself already. That. Okay? Okay, good. So to me, the word itself is all about how a person filters information. A person's way of filtering the world, inside and out. Okay? Now, we all individually create our worlds with the information we acknowledge, as and when we decide it is relevant to us. For example, we see that the rain is falling with our eyes, we perceive this information as it's raining, and we consciously choose to observe the rain. Okay? That's an easy one. That's an easy one. It's pretty cut and dry, even though it's wet as rain. The hard ones, you guys, the hard ones are in our dealings with other humans. Because there's layers to that. Because in dealings with other people, whether you like it or not, it deals with emotions. And yes, I said I'm going to give you an example. I will. But I believe that thinking and feeling deliberately is a vibrational way to work with the universe. And because of this, I have shifted into a mindset of a more collective consciousness where everyone is capable of getting where they want to be in their own life if they can embrace the idea of aligning to the energies around that. Well, I guess I should say I'm shifting because I'm still learning and growing within this mindset. I am. And sometimes, you guys, my ass slips back into my old perceptions of how I view things. Which is exactly the example I want to talk about today. Yeah. See, the world, the universe, has a way of showing us things outside of us that mirror a thought or perception within us. Even ones we thought we had worked on or worked through. And sometimes, guys, even ones we don't really have the courage to acknowledge actually exist inside of us. And this just popped into my head too, but Abraham Hicks said once, you are a perceiver of what source knows about things that matter to you. You are a perceiver of what source knows about things that matter to you. Source, spirit, universe, God, whatever you like to say. I think that's a very important takeaway for this episode. You are a perceiver of what source knows about things that matter to you. Fucking write that down. All right. So I was on Facebook, which to me, okay, is just a trap for all things annoying about the human race. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Look, to me, if there was any originality in the feed, it would be a different story. But honestly, anything new or unique or creative or real is ignored. And people continue to heart damn photos of fucking dinner plates and memes. I don't know. Honestly, I am hoping to get away from it again soon. I went years without that fucking platform. Mostly because I think it takes us out of living. And a lot of it, not all, but a lot is based around what people think others expect from them. It's that whole like, oh, if I post this, I'll get a lot of likes type mentality, which I just don't really vibe with. But it's a part of our world, so I digress. Anyway, sorry. Part of the reason I personally jumped back into the social media scene is when I left the corporate world that I was working in and decided that I was going to start doing things on my own again. I knew I needed an online presence, and at least in some way, right? Oh no. Especially when I started recording my journey to assist others on theirs, is when I was really guided back into it. And hopefully by now, we all know that if my intuition is saying it, I'm fucking listening. So I did. And now I suffer through pictures of plates of food and fucking egg memes. But anyway, in all truth, guys, a big reason, which wasn't clear at first, it really wasn't, trust me. But I know now a big reason I was thrown back into that specific platform was originally so that I could be reconnected with a person from my past that I needed to reconnect with in order to grow and become who I am now. Me and that person would not have re-entered each other's lives. And it was nothing earth-shattering, guys. Like, you're not going to make a movie about it. It was just a few simple conversations. But it had to happen in the way it did. We needed it to happen. Oh, I needed it to happen, at least, that way. And if it weren't for Facebook, it wouldn't have. And sometimes, guys, it's important to look back on the happenings and understand them from multiple angles. So yeah, platform, not my favorite. But I know it was aligned into my life again to serve a purpose. That's what I'm saying. And well, I am very, very thankful for that because it helps smack me awake in a lot of ways. And truly, I don't even know if that person realizes how grateful I am for them because of that. To this day, they might not. But that's okay because I know it. And I have the gratitude around it. And for me, that's really what matters. And from that point, that original connection, if you will, I've been able to connect with people all over the world, share things, and work on allowing others to see how they can set themselves up to live their lives the best way for them, how to process in real time. I don't know. And to me, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it is. So just, I guess, allowing life to happen makes life happen. Remember that. Fucking write that down too. Anyway, so I'm on the good old Facebook, literally yesterday or the day before, and I come across a post from a woman, and I don't even know this woman. I don't. But I come across the post, and it's a selfie. One of those freaking mirror selfies with the back camera of the iPhone, like, held up, so, like, you have the phone and the person, and it's, yeah, one of those. And it had a long-ass novel of a description along with it, okay? And I read it, right? And fucking right away, I'm turned off by this person. Just like, fake as fuck. And I can't stand this kind of shit. Right? I know. Look at my fucking judgmental self. Back then, Jen. She needs to sit the fuck down, am I right? Listen, right now, Jen is sorry for being a dick. Sorry for being a big dick, but honestly, still human. I'm still human and I'm learning. So now I'm going to ask you to just keep listening on because this story is important. It's important. It's an important personal example of how we can grow through our own acknowledgments and triggers of what we perceive outside of us, okay? So yeah, let's let back then Jen speak for a few before we shelf her beautiful ass again, okay? Okay. So, first things first, the selfie, that was the first fucking thing that bothered me. Honestly, it did. Look, she was a pretty woman. No doubt. Pretty woman. But to me, trying a little too hard. That was my first impression. It was a low-cut shirt, a face full of makeup, and of course a filter on top of that. And then I read the novel of a post, and it was all about how 2023 is her year because she knows her worth. And guys, my cringe meter fucking blew. Oh my god, it fucking blew. Like, picture one of those fucking strongman games at the carnival, right? Where the top is, like, all exploded off because the dude swinging the mallet was, like, an absolute beast. Yeah, fucking that. That was my damn brain as I processed this post. I was just like, ugh. So after I threw up in my mouth a little bit, you guys, I immediately started writing about it. I did. And I got a good amount of it out, too. And then, right now, Jen started taking over and rereading the words, and I was like, what the actual fuck am I doing? Why am I here? Feeling like this? Who the fuck is this Jen? And it's not even the knowing the worth part, you know, because I do believe in that. I do. And I know someone's gonna be like, oh, you were literally just talking about knowing your worth fucking 2 episodes ago, right? But let me finish, okay? Because there's a point to it. See, I don't bullshit. I know what I say. What I realized that I was doing was perceiving something about this person and this post, but it wasn't so much of what it was as it was more of what I was choosing to take from it. See? Perception has a shit ton to do with projection. Yeah. Shit ton. Perception has a shit ton to do with projection. It does. So, in basic terms, how it affected me, I guess in a way, is what I was getting from it, is what I was taking from it, which I didn't like. I did not like it. So you know what? You know what I did? I fucking stopped. I did. Because it's in my control to do so. I stopped. And I deleted the entire episode I had started writing. Because I really saw myself seeing this person, and I didn't like what I was doing with my own fucking sight. I didn't. Does that make sense? Perception is all about projection. I'm learning that being truly mindful of that in interactions with others allows me to be more aware of me. Really. See, I don't get to decide what is worthy for anyone else but me. And my feelings bear no weight on what someone else deems worthy. Like I mentioned before about the reconnection with the past person using Facebook, same fucking idea. It means something to me and helps me in a way that I deem worthy. But just because I do doesn't mean he has to. And that's what makes my life mine and my feelings important to me. And other people have their own. See? So around this Facebook post, my feelings of it are, how and why does a picture of filters and cleavage make a woman feel worthy? I mean, it's just not clear to me. But that's what I realized. It's not clear to me. And know why? Simply because it's not me. It's not fucking me. And that, my friends, is where it dawned on me fully how the power of perception comes into play. And honestly, how easily we can dismiss the control we have around it if we're not careful to acknowledge our own feelings about shit. Seriously. See, in this race we call life, as we travel that road with the many forks along the way, we're all taking our own steps. And this woman is on her own journey, and it doesn't have to reflect mine in order for us to get to the same finish line. I think what we all want is to feel comfortable in our skin, in our life, and with how we present ourselves to the world. But the way we come to these goals, the way we reach our conclusions are varied, and no one way is better or less than another. It's not my way or the highway. No, what it actually always is the damn highway. And the exits are my way or your way. The road we travel is very much the same. It's the exits we decide to take that make all the difference. And the key is the person doing the exiting. Are they learning from it? Or are they just driving along mindlessly? Like for me, years ago, if you find my Instagram, I used to filter my photos too. I did. Because I never felt attractive enough due to things in my own life that made me feel that way. But that's all it ever was. My feeling. a feeling I used to create things in the world outside of me. I was projecting my inner feelings about myself outward. Yeah? Through my own self-awareness and acknowledging myself, I've been working through those feelings, though. And now I don't filter shit. I don't. Because I like myself as I am. And I'm saying all this because I want to show you how I process this, okay? Not to make it seem like my way is better or than anyone else, okay? Good. Basically, I'm showing you my human. So for me, what happens when I see someone else doing this, the filters and the flaunting the body, it's not that they are necessarily wrong in any way, but it ignites an emotion in me because when I was doing something similar in my past, it stemmed from a place of hurt. Makes sense? So, what I'm getting at is that even as we grow, we have to realize that sometimes we will doubt our own growth. We will perceive things outside of us like this Facebook post, and it will hit a nerve for us. It will. And that's the universe telling us, don't forget how far you've come. Remember that learning never stops on our path to ascension. Because those learnings, well, they're actually all the karmas we release when we realize the truth of why these things affect us. It's literally how we break our own karmic cycles, you guys. So yeah, I did. I released it. I said, thank you, ego, back then, Jen. Thank you for trying to tell me something, but I don't think that way anymore. I don't need to project past emotions into this present moment. Because this woman's journey is her own. And it has nothing to do with me or mine. And all I can do is wish her the best outcomes on it. That's what I choose to do anyway. The way she goes about running her race to get to her finish line does not look anything like my race. Doesn't. And that's why we're all uniquely the same. You know that's my favorite way to describe us humans. And guys, the minute I let it go, the sense of irritation lifted. And literally, I felt nothing but acceptance for this woman. And the acceptance led to inspiration of how I'll move through these things myself in the future. And also, inspire this fucking episode, so there you go. Maybe it'll inspire you too. You never fucking know. So when you're inspired to share, you should. Even that woman's selfie post, see? You just never fucking know. I mean, I guess her boobs actually served a purpose after all. Fuck. I'm kidding. But really, because I understood that what I was doing was not accepting. Just because of what I knew I wouldn't do to serve myself and my worth. Because for me, the attention grab for clicks by highly physicalizing a very conscious statement of knowing your worth isn't my idea of growth. And fucking fact is, you guys, well, I'm allowed to have that fucking opinion. I am. But instead of running with my opinion as fact, I am choosing to acknowledge that we are all at different levels on this journey. And to that woman, she is growing her worth. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I do. Because she's allowed to have her opinion too. I mean that, truly. I do. And I believe it. I really do. And you gotta remember, acceptance isn't an acknowledgement of agreement. It's an agreement of acknowledgement. You and I can be different, and that's cool. But I don't get to decide what works for anyone, and they don't get to decide what works for me. See? I acknowledge your path, and you acknowledge mine. Oh, we should anyway. And I guess that goes back to the choice we all have in life too, doesn't it? Can you stop and see the world seeing you, seeing them? Well, very Dr. Seuss of me, huh? Can you stop and see the world seeing you, seeing them? Yeah. But it's a good question. Ask it. Because I think we need to step back sometimes and look at how our own personal perceptions are influencing our interpretations of what we are interacting with or against. Oh, and fuck me. Oh my God, it takes a lot of fucking strength to tell your damn ego to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. It does. But if you can, the relationship with yourself and how you handle others on this planet, I promise you'll only get better. You see, we'll always be being presented with choice. We are. And the universe responds to action, remember? So yes, we live in the law of attraction and we can attract, but we have to create too. So remember, that's where the action part comes in. The choice, if you will. And the choice is simply this. We evolve or we repeat. We have to be willing to evolve. And not just physically or technologically, but emotionally too. And that's the one that we fucking hide from the most. See, if we can take that step back in our own way, then we're able to look at our life from a different perspective. I'm seeing the hangman card in tarot. The dude is hanging from a tree by his ankles, okay? Like getting a different view of the world from that angle, right? And that's what I'm getting at. Like, if we can do that for ourselves, and guys, just like me in my example, right? We have to look back at ourselves and see why we think or feel or view things in the ways we do if we truly want to change them. But if we can do that, then we start to align our choices with higher consciousness and our realist emotions. And that, motherfuckers, is what we call growth. And it all fucking happens by looking at what we view as darkness. For me, in my example, it was the dark thought around how I felt in a world where I didn't value myself. Now I do. Now I know I'm more than my body and my face. And I choose not to hinge my worth around likes or clicks or comments. They don't matter to me because I now matter to me. A fucking lot more, actually. And I'm truly proud to say that. And that's why I know that I'm okay with someone else being on their own path as they find how they fucking matter to themselves in this world. I move past the need to judge. Joke, yes, I will joke. It's just who I am. But judge, no. Nope. Won't judge anyone for it. Even if I don't agree with it, I'm able to acknowledge that they are here and they are doing what they think is best for them. And can we really ask anything more of ourselves or anyone else? I don't think so. So I'm glad I had that experience. I'm glad I had a mini trigger moment to teach me again about how far I've come on my path. A small pebble that I stumbled on as I make my way down this road, right? And honestly, I'm grateful for it. Because I view it as getting myself to the best version of me. And by doing so, I will attract those who are the best versions of themselves to me in all aspects of my life. And so, I don't know, I think that's a real good way to look at social media as a whole. Everyone thinks they're doing their best. And if you happen to know better, just wish them well and be thankful that you're on the part of your path where you get to sit on that rock over there and eat that little freaking snack you brought. Knowing that the next steps, whether they're guiding or teaching, whether it's a relearning or an unlearning, that acceptance of others really boils down to you have finally truly allowed acceptance of yourself. I read this before and it fits perfectly with this topic, so I guess now all your asses are going to hear it too. But it's this. In life, the path isn't straight, it's a spiral. As we grow, we continue to come back to things we thought we understood so that we can realize deeper truths. And how we realize these truths, you guys, is all about asking. Asking ourselves, our higher self, for help in seeking the why. Why we feel the way we feel. Think the things we think. And it's not an easy thing. Turning what is so easy to push outside of us around so we have to face it. Can you though? Can you grow the way you want to grow? So, because I love you all so much, for real, I do, I'm going to give you some of my ways of how I use my old mantra: acknowledge, feel, heal, and deal. See, you guys think I just record shit and forget, but when I tell you I'm living these episodes, I literally am. I have no need to bullshit myself or any of you. To me, we grow together, and that's why I love you all. Okay. Enough squishy stuff. We're moving on. So, here's a couple quick questions, okay, that I asked myself in my own example about that Facebook worthy woman post, okay? I was all, how are your own insecurities affecting how you're viewing this situation? What parts of yourself do you see in this person you're criticizing? And then the best one for me, are you more concerned with being right or evolving as a person? Answering those is exactly what I did with that worthy woman from Facebook. And how I came to a more loving conclusion as to what it all meant for me and to me. Because I truly see now that nobody's worth is based off of how anybody else sees it. It's all based off how you see it for yourself. And not in a selfish, arrogant fucking way. But honestly, your life, it really is fucking all about you. Just depends on your own perception of mind to see it in a different way, and how you choose to learn from it when those deeper understandings come spiraling back around. If we allow ourselves to jump into those things that stir emotions in us in any way, okay, then we will begin to understand those deep truths. We will. And once we do, we start to see that there really is no I. It is all a collective knowledge of we. Not so much you or me, but us. It's true. See, we have a world with a lot of paths. But if we continue to grow and focus on our own knowing, then when we all reach that collective finish line, we know we will all reach it in our own time. I know it's a race I've been talking about metaphorically, but maybe it's more of a race of our species than those actual foot races we immediately picture, huh? I don't know. Yes, life is all about a slow pace, but movement nonetheless, yeah? And guys, I promise you, all of you, right now, if I make it there to the finish line first, I'm gonna stick around. I'm gonna stick around and cheer you along. I'm gonna hand you a fucking cup of water to stay hydrated and high five your ass when you cross for yourself. No matter who you are, I acknowledge you and your journey. Keep going, my friends. Please keep going. Pace yourself for your best life. I know I am. To me, this life is as beautiful as we perceive it to be. So focus on that beauty, even if you don't understand someone's stance or whatever. Chalk it up to being human and just live. I mean, honestly, what else can we do? So control the pace at which you allow your life to unfold, and enjoy the humanness of all that is outside you, and learn to embrace all the divinity that lies within you. Seek to know and you will. But it all starts with the knowing of yourself, so you can begin to see beyond the self. Remember, it's your race. You're on it with all of us, yes, but you set the pace. There's no reason to be anything other than who you are. No reason to go faster than you feel you need to, and no reason you can't fucking stop running for a while if you want to just fucking sit down and enjoy the rest of the damn snacks you packed for the journey. Shit. Because at the end of the road, you want to be able to look back and say, damn, it was so much fun living life with purpose. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you want to look back and remember your funny egg meme that hit 300 likes. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever way you view it, my friend, you always decide how you base your own life's worth. And honestly, I love that. I love that for me and for all of you. Okay, my friends, I got a football game to watch with some sound now. That's all I've got for now, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.